That brings us to the last kind of major section or consumer behavior trend that we wanted to speak to you about. But again, we have to acknowledge that, if we're being 100% honest, consumers have always had a focus on health and wellness or well-being, and it's not really a brand new trend for 2025, but in fact, kind of health and wellness has always been trending for the better part of 70 years or more. And there is data that's kind of backed that up. Looking back to the 40s and 50s when food groups were established and certain other things became heightened, to the 80s when the war on fat kind of started and concerns about obesity grew, and there was growth in exercise with aerobic and group fitness classes, to the into the newer century where obesity became more of an epidemic. There were different wars on different items, and superfoods emerged, and we started to have discussions about mental health as well. And then, of course, we had a huge pandemic, which caused different types of disruptions, as well as a new focus on health across both physical and mental as well. So health as a priority is definitely up in the post-COVID world among consumers. In fact, it remains a very top priority for 2025, and it's across different kinds of health here, as the data on here shows. It's, yes, physical, but again, over half focus on mental, and there is also emotional and spiritual concerns as well. So, and this focus is not only on wellness from an aspiration consideration, but also from a reality kind of standpoint, because other data shows that it is both things, and that's probably the newest contradiction that we could add to our list, that 3/4 of consumers say they already live a healthy lifestyle, and in that same breath 9 out of 10 said they want to even be healthier. Is that even possible? Maybe for some, no, but for others, yes. But why is this contradiction exist? And I think it really comes in the fact that while we have a lot of inspirations about health, we often fall short of those kinds of things as we try to enact them or stick to them over the long term. And we have information that kind of shows that as well. So, we in truth are quick to surrender or give up the same things that we have identified as being most important to our health. And that's what these two charts kind of show. So we know exercise and sleep are critical to maintaining health. However, when things, rubber meets the road, when things get busy, what are the first things we surrender? We surrender our sleep, we surrender exercise. And that points to the complicated nature of health and health considerations and wellness. And it's not so neat and clean. And within this particular piece of data from Kearney Consumer Institute, understanding health and wellness as kind of this matrix that sometimes is at odds with one another is important to truly understand the way consumers are dealing with things. Because yes, we know in the health area that we should exercise, but from a wellness standpoint, yes, we know we should meditate and pause and do some things more. So how do you balance those things together? Self-care, where I should do some nice things for myself versus the wellness there of eating better and things like that. So it's that contradiction, and understanding the complexity of this is key to connecting with consumers on this. Takeaways, and I really liked the approach that Kearney took here, which I'm sharing with you. Rather than getting right into making recommendations on what should be done, they took a little bit different approach. They just started to ask questions because every brand, every category that is impacted by this is just a little bit different. So understanding how your customers define health might be the first question and the best thing to do. What trade-offs are your particular key target segments making in this area? And are consumers even looking for health from your brand? Does it impact things? And because certain things you don't think it might impact you, and now it is. We haven't incorporated this into this particular presentation, but I've just seen how the growth of the GLP-1 drugs has started to have an impact on tangential kind of categories, related food categories, restaurants, et cetera, as people have been involved with these for longer periods of times, and the permanent changes in behavior that successful use of these drugs can cause across a variety of different product categories. So it's understanding those things and how, again, they impact you and your particular category.